Thanks for tuning in live to Toronto Business Summit, the largest business marketing event in Canada. And now your host, Max Carter.
All right, everyone, welcome to today's episode, and we're joined by Alicia. She's a business strategist, consultant, and she's a speaker from ideahatching.com. Welcome, Alicia. How are you today?
Great. Thanks very much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. And today, Alicia is a specialist in creating strategies, online marketing strategies for businesses. And I think it's an important topic to discuss. In previous and future episodes, we'll discuss specific tactics such as Facebook ads, SEO, content marketing, and stuff. But I think it's important to have a session where you kind of have a bird's eye view of the entire process, so you know what works with what and how everything kind of connects. So I think Alicia is a perfect person to kind of outline this for us.
Thank you for the intro. That's great, Max. Okay, so first of all, I talk about web marketing with respect to sort of your overall goals and objectives. So not knowing who might be watching this video, let's just assume that a business of any kind has a transaction or multiple transactions that you're looking to achieve. And what I like to talk about mostly is the fact that we live in an ever-evolving digital economy now. And, what I like to say, too, is when was the last time that you looked to the yellow pages to find a service, a product of any kind? So although we can talk about all of this great technology and strategies and things that you need to do from, Facebook marketing to SEO and everything in between, where you really need to begin is at your cash register. So if we're looking at any type of business, let's say you're a mortgage broker, or you run an online shop, or an offline business like a restaurant, there's always still, it's basically marketing like anything else. So you need to first and foremost define your conversion points. Conversion point then may be an actual sale of a product or service, a email subscription, or a phone call. Anything like that is considered, your conversion point. So you might think this is pretty basic, but you'd be surprised at just how many people want to go right to, video marketing before they're even talking about how they're going to transact. So before I work with anyone, that's the first thing that you need to focus on. So a website in general, that could be a whole other discussion. Lots of great platforms right now that are really efficient, and a website platform like a WordPress, for example, that is open source and has been proven for years and years to be able to grow and add different applications and things that can help you to grow your business is a great option. There's also managed websites for larger businesses and that sort of thing, and do-it-yourselfers. There's lots of different ways to have your website. The very base level, you need to have a website that is SEO friendly, which means it's able to be found in Google or Bing or any other search engine. And the website needs to have a plugin or some type of search engine optimization tool, which allows you to basically tag your website content in order to tell Google and Bing what your website is relevant for. So that's all SEO means, is that you're tagging content in order for your business to be found by your end user. So from there, you need something that is quick to download, that isn't necessarily just mobile responsive, but is actually mobile enabled and is a mobile version of a website. Responsive just means that it fits to the website will fit to a screen, and we have gone beyond that. But consumers now expect an actual mobile version of the website because of the fact that user behavior is different on a device like this, in comparison to a laptop. So having said that, whatever website platform that you have or are going to have or need to upgrade to needs to be not friendly, but actually have a mobile version. And your website needs to have the elements that will allow you to tag your content. So from there, you need to look at the usability or the flow through of how you're going to get your customers to convert with you. So having said that, your website needs to be very efficient in doing that, and user behavior has changed a lot because of this very fast-paced environment we're living in. So we basically don't have attention spans anymore. So, I like to say no one's ever gone home to read a good website, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, it's funny that marketers out there kind of get stuck here, but their behavior has changed along with their customers. So I like to say take it back to basics and look at your website as if, what's the conversion points that you're looking to achieve, and what do you need to actually do on your website. No one's reading your website. No one's probably actually doing whatever it is you're selling on your website. It is there as a means to convert, to attract and retain, and to basically give directions or a phone number. Okay, but you need a website, and you will always need a website. Websites is your only owned asset online. So the one recommendation I can make is don't ever think that you will not require a website. You will. A website will just evolve and be different from what it is today. Okay, so from there, you need to make sure that your navigation is very clear. Usually the platforms that you will use will give you, either tutorials, or your developers will show you sort of kind of a typical way. But you always need to make sure that your navigation is clear, concise, and is driving to conversions. You need to make sure that your content you've got some visual content, video content. Video is sort of important now because of the fact that we as consumers spend more time. We have faster Wi-Fi speeds, so we want to see different content now than we did a couple of years ago. So video and photo content is very important, as well as, back to my point about not reading a website, you need to make sure that your content is snackable in bite-sized pieces and is always leading to a conversion.
Like their goal, right?
From there, let's fast forward. Your website live. You've got a navigation structure that makes sense to your audience. It's driving to your multiple conversion places. It's got your contact information. If you're a bricks and mortar business, it's got some sort of mapping integration to make sure that it's easy to find. You've got a mobile version of your website. You've got an e-commerce platform tied into it. You've got an email platform tied into it. Email is actually not going anywhere either. It's a very effective and efficient way, especially now with ad blocking and all of the various noise we have out there, is that email is actually, cool again. And, email marketing is really, really efficient if you do it well. So you've got all of that. You've also put in place goals, and you know what you want to sell. What you want to be found for. You need to make sure that you're tying in Google Analytics. It's free. That's a must. You need to, at the very base level, have Google Analytics to track and benchmark your performance. You can track conversion goals in Google Analytics for free. You can do a lot of things with Google Analytics. You can go as advanced as you want or as basic as you want. And the key here is to benchmark over time. So I like to recommend to my clients and people that I train is making sure that you develop a month-over-month benchmarking report. It could be as advanced or as limited as you want. It could be as simple as where are my customers coming from, which Google will tell you, what keywords that they're looking for, Google will tell you that. And it could mean what times of day that they're coming to your website, and the heat maps will tell you sort of where people like your content and don't. So again, from a macro perspective, just making sure that you're mapping this out and putting a plan in place to measure and benchmark against past performance. Okay, from there, you need to then think about how you're going to nurture leads. Now, depending upon what business that you're in, I would like to speak specifically to social media right now. Social media is not the home of your business. It is purely a marketing tactic. So what you need to do is always, again, think of your website as your cash register and your bricks and mortar business, even if you have a bricks and mortar business. And you need to be focused on that first. Then you need to be focused on search engines to make sure that both Bing and Google, to make sure that you've registered your place page or your business listing, specifically if you have a bricks and mortar business. Again, all roads lead back to your place of conversion. Then you can start to think about social media as a marketing tactic. Okay, so when I talk to my clients, unless they're at that place where it's very, we've got the bricks and mortar business up and running, we've got the e-commerce solution, we've got the place to capture or nurture our leads, we've got the business listings in both Google and Bing handled, optimized, we've search engine optimized the website, we've got referral traffic coming in from like-minded businesses. All of these steps need to be in place. Once that is in place, that's when you can look at really developing social media as a marketing tactic. And it's a silver bullet marketing tactic, but you've got to think about it as a marketing tactic.
Right. And with the website, I know there's a lot of attention on blogging right now, on creating content, it's not enough to just have your business website as the business card, right?
No.
It's been in 2000, maybe 1995 that way, but right now everything is kind of changing.
Yes, that's correct. So yes, so your business needs your business card, but more so, or your website is your business card. I've got to plug in the computer here.
Yeah.
But more so, your website is, like I said, it's your cash register. So your storefront could be your business. You could even suggest, I could even say that Facebook, if you're a purely online business, I would say that your LinkedIn profile or Facebook profile could then be your, there we go. Here we go. Sorry, I had to plug in or I was going to die. That, those would be considered your outside storefronts, where your website is where you take people to convert and buy. So keeping that in mind is extremely important, because you don't want to waste time or dollars, driving traffic somewhere where you're not going to actually convert that traffic to sale or retain or nurture that customer any longer, right? So it's really important to think about this in these steps before you go off and start to think about other strategies.
Right. So your website needs to have a specific goal in place. Either it's straight away purchase, or either it's collecting customers' information.
Typically, it's all of the above. No matter what kind of business it is, if you're a restaurant, you still want to an email list or subscriber base is something that's pretty important to any business. And again, I would suggest that's becoming more important because of the fact that the media environment's so fragmented that people are kind of back to that. I want to ask for your information. So email marketing is actually becoming new again, once again, as sort of, these other platforms figure themselves out. And customers they like transparency. Right. We all do. We like, this is the world that the digital environment's created. So we need to, basically set up the shop to make sure that we're in a place for optimal performance.
Right. Transparency creates trust, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So if you think about it logically, if you don't have a website, and that's not done in a way that sort of looks like a typical storefront and a cash register, that is not going to, it's just like as if you went to go Google a business and they couldn't find them, you wouldn't feel trust toward that business, right? If you can't find them, then they must not exist. Or if you get to them and they don't have a place for you to call them, then I'm not going to trust that business. So it seems very simple, but it actually is. If you think about it in that perspective. So doing these steps very well and making sure that you're doing them very well is important before you ever move to Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or Instagram as a marketing solution.
So you need your website to achieve that goal and to drive all your visitors to take some kind of action. So you kind of have that base camp. Your website is kind of your base camp to all your marketing efforts. So now you're branching into social media, right?
Yeah. So from there, now we know that we need to nurture new leads. We need to tell our stories. We need to tell people why they should do business with us or eat at our restaurant or have us be their chiropractor. So So again, it's pretty basic marketing. You need to first of all think about where your customers are living, whether they're living on, and I can tell you right now that the majority of your customers, whether or not you think they are or not, but they are living on Facebook right now. That is the platform for a variety of reasons where most people are spending a lot of time. And that's a whole other story. It's also why Facebook is actually right now a very, very efficient and effective marketing vehicle. Again, this space is evolving very quickly. So, a year ago, I probably wouldn't have recommended Facebook as a very efficient, effective marketing tool. But right now, in this moment, it is because of various things they've done with their algorithms and their advertising serving platform, the new products that they've launched, such as Facebook Live, Facebook Messenger that they're evolving. So there's a lot of reasons why their ad platform is extremely efficient and effective. And once again, I would not have said that a year ago, probably even 9 months ago. So right now, and it may not be relevant in, I've seen this happen, right? So where tactics have been like bullseyes, and then there's been adjustment to the algorithm. I can give you a specific example. LinkedIn's publishing platform was a bullseye tactic for a content marketer, and then it wasn't. So once they try to figure out how to monetize it and it changes, this is the world that we're living in right now, that you just have to sort of shift and evolve. That's why if you just make sure that you target the channels only where your customers are living, you will succeed. And again, why the website is the priority, because that's never going to change. The website is still the home to your business. So Facebook right now is extremely efficient, although one specific note about Facebook, actually all social media, it is not free. So that's it, period. It's not free. Social media costs money, it costs time, resources. There's a handful of tools, they cost money. Trained resources to manage a brand tone costs money. Time to actually nurture, content that costs money. And right now, not right now, period, Facebook is a paid media channel. There is no free organic reach for any Facebook business page, period. Right from, and there's, you can read my blog. I've got some articles and some quotes right from Facebook to prove that. I've got also lots of case study and work I've done with clients that will also prove that. And they will continue to modify their algorithms. Right now, Facebook Live seems to be getting into streams of news feeds without paying for it. And that could only happen for another couple weeks, months, I don't know, until they figure out that is a great ad product, and then they will charge for it. But that's like anything else. So Facebook is a fantastic marketing channel, but it is that. It's a marketing channel. So boosted posts, their ad platform has actually become very efficient, like I said, very effective for a variety of reasons. That's another whole session. But great tool right now for businesses, restaurants even, events, any type of business. Not every business should do Facebook Live, but every business should have some type of boosted Facebook strategy in order to get into news feeds. It's extremely efficient. Targeting is amazing. And users live there. There's a lot of people that spend a lot of time. I think it's an average of 2.5 hours a day. And that's on our mobile devices. It's probably less than that. But people spend a lot of time on Facebook. So that's number one. Instagram is a great tool as well, of course, owned by Facebook. So watch for Instagram also to be, it's a great place to do some sort of brand marketing and expand your reach. Again, don't do it unless your audiences are living there. For example, real estate agents probably would be, real estate agents, even restaurants with images of their food, lifestyle businesses. It's a great place to nurture your customers and to keep them engaged with you. Again, all driving traffic back to the website, right? So links back to your website to convert needs to happen. So boosted posts, always, making sure that the content is snackable. Video and images work best right now because of the fact that we've got Wi-Fi connections available to us all the time. So with our short attention spans, that seems to be working well. And LinkedIn is an absolute must for any business professional. It's not a place to go find jobs anymore. It is, I would actually say that LinkedIn is your professional brand reputation engine, and you need to make sure that your any business, any professional of any kind, because if it can be indexed for your name, so it's a way to also manage your own personal brand reputation. Twitter, great tool for PR. I personally really love Twitter. I spend a lot of my social media time engaging and posting to Twitter. But smaller to medium-sized businesses, I mean, it really depends on exactly what you're trying to do. If you want to be an influencer, if you're trying to expand your reach globally, if you need to use it to communicate, if you're a large brand, Twitter is a great vehicle. And then, of course, there's businesses that need YouTube page channels and can make great incomes and great lead generation tools through video onto Twitter or to YouTube pages, Vimeo, that sort of thing. And once again, making sure that all that content is generating engagement and traffic back to a conversion of some sort. Yeah.
Okay, so we got just to get, because a lot of people think it's simply just registering a Facebook business page and posting a status update every day, and they think somebody is going to see them. It's not that easy, and you need a strategist like yourself to make sure people actually hear what you have to say. So we got website, we got social media. What else is in there?
Well, I like to say when I talk about modules, so I talk about the website, I talk about search, I talk about local search, I also talk about mobile. I touched on that a little bit, making sure that your website is not just mobilely responsive, but that you have a mobile version of your website. It's really important. Something else that needs, that we can talk about is the type of content to use in your marketing, in your digital marketing vehicles. Type of content being whether it's ebooks, whether it's video tutorials, whether it's Facebook Live posts, whether it's blog posts, images, any type of content, all needs to be organized in a way that you're guiding your customers to find you, to engage with you and stay with you, and then to convert or buy what you have to offer, your products or services. So those tactics really reflect sort of what your brand is, and that goes back to sort of basic marketing. And then making sure that the conversion is in place and you've got e-commerce functionality, and you can measure that as well. So measuring being conversion goals, sales, etc. And you really need just to make sure that you're benchmarking that performance over time, and making sure that is that's measured, and that you're adjusting strategies or adjusting tactics as you need. So
I think this is a great way to wrap this up, since it's not simply creating content, posting status updates. It's always having a strategy to drive those cold leads. We can call them leads, but just traffic to get onto your website, to perform some kind of action, and then to become your customers at the end.
Yep.
All right.
It sounds simple enough. Each one of those tactics, then, of course, there are strategies and things that you can do. But from a summary point, really making sure that your brand is consistent as well, from your website through to, your mobile your listings on different websites or referral websites, your Facebook pages, your Twitter, pages. Consistency across all of the places online that is your digital brand is important. Using tools and technology, what I would caution is not to overuse them. There's a lot out there right now, and you'll find a small business that you may end up spending a lot of money doing, like this at $30 a month, that at $50 a month, this, that, and the other thing, and then just really focusing and being consistent on your strategy and measuring against it. And then you're set up very well to then navigate the waters that change very often right now.
Right. Yeah, as long as you have that base camp set properly done and set, you'll strategies of driving traffic to that base camp can change, but you'll also always have that kind of high converting website. All right, Alicia, thank you for being with us today. Where can our listeners find more about you and what you do for businesses?
Well, I like to say if you Google me and you can't find lots of content, then I'm not doing my job. So you can Google Alicia Whalen and you'll find lots of things that I've been up to. My blog website is ideahatching.com. And I'm also on Twitter at Alicia_Whalen_. LinkedIn and all of the other places online that you'd expect to find me, you will.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Alicia, for being with us today.